welcome to tonight's episode of Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel, and as always, I have a very special guest for you, Keshia Adams, who's the Executive Director and founder of Lifting You for Tomorrow's Success. She'll be with us for the next 30 minutes, so stay with us. You're watching Beyond Focus TV.
Beyond Focus TV allows you to discuss contemporary topics affecting the Caribbean people on both a national and local level. The show features informed guests who offer insight, debate, and evaluate various issues. Beyond Focus TV builds on the station's mission to provide useful information to the Caribbean people in New York and abroad. Beyond Focus TV, where our viewing audience can get educated, informed, and empowered.
Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. Like I said, I have a very special guest for you. She's representing the GT, Keshia Adams. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, Lydia, for having me. Thank you, Beyond the Focus family, for having me on this segment.
You are utmost welcome, because we love having people in the community who are doing great things. You represent the Caribbean, specifically Guyana. So part of our family, you know, we have a very heavily based West Indian population of viewership. So it's great to always be able to empower and you know, just support, which is great. And Lifting You for Tomorrow's Success is amazing because the name says so much. But before we even get into that, who is Keshia Adams? Who are you? Give us a little bit of background for those who don't know.
Well, I'm just a little girl from Guyana, born and raised. I came here when I was about 13, 14. I migrated to the United States with my family to have a better life like most Caribbean people do.
Absolutely. So that's kind of interesting. So you actually were old enough to have memories of living in Guyana and then coming to the U.S., coming to New York, Brooklyn. So it's not an uncommon story. It's very, very common. You know, that's just how it goes sometimes. It's great. How does living in Guyana actually shape who you are?
Well, I will back a little bit and say my grandparents shaped who I am because of their outgoingness and their philanthropy throughout the community and throughout the visuals that they know. They always lend a hand out to anybody who needed it. So they, I would say, shaped me. And then seeing, I'm coming forward now about 2014 when I went to Guyana for, my father had an accident. So we, went down there for emergency purposes. And I saw the devastation. Like, this is not the Guyana I know.
Right.
I was so devastated. I'm like, wow, like, really? So it was just bothering me, like, what can I do? So I was at the hotel hanging out with my father's side of the family, and we were just hanging out, kicking a drinking beer, talking, and these kids came up like, oh, miss, can you buy, or miss, can you and I'm like, why you guys are not in school? It's the middle of the day. And the stories touched me. One kid told me it was not his time to go to school yet. So meaning that his sister or one of his other siblings went to school. So they recycled the book bags, they recycled school supplies, they recycled uniforms. And the other kid had said he had to drop out of school because he was the only other older person there other than his mom. So he had to help bring money into the house. So he was a vendor. Nice. So that touched me. I'm like, wow, I need to do something. So that's where it skyrocketed, actually.
That is so interesting. And to hear stories like that, it's actually, I mean, I've traveled. I've been blessed to be able to travel to a lot of places. And you would see the poverty rates, especially child poverty, it's different. From Brazil, I mean, even in Jamaica, within the Caribbean, you don't even have to say globally. Within the Caribbean, you see that, and it is touching because it's not the first that I've heard. It's not my turn. You have to, families, pick what you're gonna get. So every kid gets a little bit of education, but you just can't all get it at the same time.
Not at the same time, exactly.
And we take that for granted because here it's like, even the poorest of children or low-income families, you'll be in public school, but you'll still be in school.
Yeah.
And if you can't afford breakfast, there's free breakfast at school. But these are things that will always exist in other places.
They do. Although Guyana has a free education, the cost of living is so high that people can't even buy a simple pencil because pencil costs so much money just to buy us one simple pencil. And we
Wow.
take pencils for granted here. Like, you could walk anywhere and find a pencil on the
Right.
floor. There, like, pencils are scarce because they cost so much money.
And that's something else to explore. So fast forward 2014, you went over there, you saw what happened, and you came back, and then what happened?
I came back. I threw out a couple ideas to a couple of friends. They wasn't really feeling the idea too much. I've always been doing community service work since I was 9, so this is like nothing new to me. I've been doing it here, but I never did it in Guyana. So I like, you know what? This is my country. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna be the person who fix it. So I decided to do what I do best, pack some stuff and send it. Because we usually just pack stuff and send it to a family member.
Barrel.
Ship it. OG shipping. So basically, yes, we just packed a barrel and said, you know what, this barrel is going to be for school supplies. Because usually we send down barrels for like our old neighbor, or old friend and stuff like that. When stuff is on sale here, it's hard to get stuff there. So just pack a barrel and send it. So I did what I do best. I packed the barrel. I shipped it, and we had school supplies for about 100 kids that year.
Oh my God. And that's a good amount of kids.
Very, yeah. It adds up because the neighborhood kids come in, it adds up. So we had like over 100 kids.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
When you actually see that, and I love it. And so from there it escalates. You started with shipping a barrel and doing that, and then when did you actually decide to formulate the actual 501c3?
That same year, I worked at a law firm that I told them the idea, and they're like, "Oh my God, that's awesome! That's great! Let's help. Let me help you formulate this. Let me help you make this a reality." So I was gifted to have people in my corner who actually went to bat for me, did my 501c3, set me up completely. I don't have to ask for anything.
But you see, the mission out there, and again, some people may not believe or whatever, but guess what? You went in there with good intentions, so God made a way to make sure that you could have the tools that you needed to go ahead on your mission.
Yes, that is so true.
I actually look at these things because that door was, because it's not easy to do paperwork, and you get rejected, and the government asks for so much stuff. It's very systematic.
Yes, the red tape is yeah.
Red tape is real.
Mm-hmm.
So having the opportunity to be a part of people who believed in you and wanted to help you with that, it's a gift within itself.
Absolutely.
So that's amazing. Great. So that's awesome. And then I know you do more than just the school supply stuff.
Yeah. We evolved because about 2 or 3 years ago, I looked in my own backyard and I was like, wait, I'm doing stuff from my home country, which I love doing, but I'm living here and there's poverty going on right underneath my nose. So what I basically did, I reached out to the local shelters that's here. And I work directly with Tilden Family Shelter, Albemarle Family Shelter, Women's Center, the Atlantic Shelter. I work with Help 1, Help 2. I work with different shelters within Brooklyn. But this year I actually expanded a little bit through an initiative that I have called 1,000 Care Packages, where I aim to give out 1,000 care packages within 2018 throughout the homeless community in New York City.
Wow. We'll take a quick break. Hold that thought, because when we come back in the commercial, I want to really get into details about that, because giving back is so important, and there's a lot we want everyone to know how you can get involved in that as well. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. So Keshia, great information so far, and I love the story. I just love hearing these things, because I love when you literally take something from an idea and watch it actually just manifest.
Yes.
So 1,000 care packages in 2018.
Yeah. That's just one of my initiatives. I have so much, and then I have another set that I'm trying to roll out. But 1,000 care packages. This came about. A friend of mine was talking to me, and she was like, "It would be awesome for us to do something extra." I'm like, "What are you to like? Elaborate with me a little bit more." She said, "I saw a documentary with a woman who said toiletries for homeless women are hard to come by." So they make their own tampons, they make their own pads and stuff like that. So she sent me the documentary. I was so excited. Wow. I was like, "Send me the documentary. Let's see what we could do." So after seeing the documentary, I said, "You know what? We need to give out care packages." She's like, "That's an awesome idea." I said, "Let's give out care packages." At the beginning of 2018, let's give out care packages. So this idea started formulating since the summer of 2017. So as soon as 2018 hit, we hit the ground running with care packages. We went to Brooklyn was our first stop. We went to the Women's Center in Brownsville. We gave out about 75 care packages, and then we kept going to different boroughs, and it ended in April. So now we started again in June. I skipped May because May was my birthday month, and I went to Guyana and I did the same thing there. We gave out about 200 care packages
So you
down
didn't
there.
skip it, you just did it globally.
Yeah, I just did it. I did it. I did it internationally, but just leave it as a gap month. I just did it in Guyana for that month, and then came back in June, and we started the care packages again, the round again. So we're doing one in September for Brooklyn again.
So what about sponsorships? Because of course, it costs a lot.
Yes.
I mean, if you're dealing with hygiene products, I mean, it's almost impossible to just go to BJ's or go to the store and get them like that. So kind of give us some insight for those at home who might also be interested in doing this. What's the best way to get these things and get other people involved?
Well, first I did it myself because to show the initiative, like, hey, this is going to be happening. This is how you can get involved. So I went out first and I bought a whole bunch of toiletries.
You got to invest in it.
I did. And then I showed everybody, like, this is what we're going to be doing. This is what's going to be going in the care packages. And this is who it is going to be going to. So after that, I sent out a video. I did a video. I made a video and I blasted, letting people know you could do donations. You could drop it off at the day of the outreach. You could bring your stuff on that day of the outreach. Or you could call me up and I could come pick it up if it's a large amount of in-kind donations.
Wow, that's really good. And how was that received? Like, people were really responsive with it?
I could say yes because I've gotten shout outs when I give the packages out. Me and a volunteer will go out and give the packages out, and I would be like, "Ma'am, is this you? Thank you so much." I'm like, because I give a little inspirational notes inside as well, as a little encouragement. So he's like, did you write this? I'm like, yeah. He was like, "Oh my God, thank you." A couple of times I got hugged and I broke out. But that just comes with the territory. That people hug me, say, "Oh my God, thank you. This means a lot." So, and I would break out in hives or break out in, pimples or something because of they're living on the street. Yeah. So they're not the best hygienic person. Of course. But at the time, because of the situation. But it comes with the territory. But it's okay. Yeah. So I welcome it.
You don't want to shun them.
Yes.
You still be receiving, and that's all part of the blessing. That's amazing.
All part of the blessings, yes.
That's really, really good. So 2018 has been a great year. What do you have planned for 2019?
2019, I hope to have more initiative rolling out. We just closed off our summer STEM program at the shelter. That's what we do every summer. This is the second summer that we're doing it. We basically teach young individuals that's living in the shelter how to do science experiments, just working in the STEM area.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so the best one I had was the slime, where I mixed up the detergents. So you have to get a specific detergent. I got crucified because I bought Gain and it was Tide. You're like, "No, Miss Keshia, you have to buy Tide." I was like, so I had to drop what I was doing, let the other facilitator, facilitate the situation. By the time I go to run to Stop and Shop, bring back the Tide, and we can start our experiment. Okay. They were fun kids. I hope to grow that project a little bit more to different